Sukhdeep Singh Ji, L Fresh the Lion. He's a local pop star. We know very well we've seen his YouTube videos. I will invite him to share his view with us regarding Jaggi Singh Jaggi. Thank you.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I'd like to just firstly acknowledge that we are on indigenous land. I want to pay respect to the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. When we talk about human rights and we talk about specifically Sikh human rights from the perspective of what's happening in Punjab, but also what's happening globally, it's important to recognize that we are not alone in this pursuit for equality, justice, human rights. As Sikh people around the world, we stand for equality and human rights for all people, regardless of who they are, where they're from. And so I just want to acknowledge that we are on indigenous land and that the struggle for human rights also exists here in Australia for indigenous people too. I won't repeat too much of what has already been said. I just want to highlight what it is that we can do. You know, what can we do as people here in Australia? What can we do living in Sydney? And the first thing that comes to mind is that every morning when I wake up and I look at social media, I look for updates as to what's happening to Jaggi and what's happening now and where the case is at, what the new updates are. And it's after 12 court appearances, there's a continuance of extensions towards remands and no charges being laid. And it's hard not to feel the weight of that. But that is what these delays are designed to do. It feels like it's designed to make us feel like we feel powerless, that there's nothing we can do, that over time we will forget about it. But if there's one thing that we can do, it's already been given to us by our Guru, is to use our Bani to remain in Jaggi throughout this whole process. And that's something that we can continue to do every day, to do our chopesars for Jaggi and his family, and so that they can remain in high spirits. And so as a community, we can remain in high spirits as we continue to address these human rights issues that impact our community and also other minorities within Punjab and India. The other thing I'd like to say is that we are in Australia. We're here and we're not alone. And that the strength of being here is that we are a community that has contributed so much to this country. We are a community that recognizes that we are givers, that we contribute, and that we have made contributions, positive contributions to this country, and that those around us are also our friends and who are there to support us also. So I would encourage each and every one of us to look within our own networks, our own friendship circles, our colleagues, and let them know what's happening also. Let them know, because we need voices of outside of our community also to address what's going on, to strengthen our voice. We're not alone in this pursuit. Most people, if you speak to most people and you tell them what's happening, you mention this, the occurrence of torture, they will tell you that that is wrong. So let's utilize their voices also. Encourage people to know what's going on and to also be voices online and on social media to spread the word, to let them know that we stand together for the values of justice and equality, and to ensure that pressure is continued to be placed on those who feel that they can ignore us. That it's not just us, that we have so many beside us, because we are here, we have contributed, and we are not alone. So those are just some thoughts that I'd like for us to remember, that we have our Bani to strengthen us, to keep us in Jaggi in high spirits, to use that because that is our strength and that is our source. And the second thing is to recognize that we're here in Australia and that we have friendship circles, networks, people around us who would also stand with us if we just take that step out of our own comfort zones to let them know what's happening and to encourage them to also stand beside us. And that we can continue to put pressure on until Jaggi is vindicated and released. But thank you everybody for coming here today, and we appreciate your time. I appreciate your time. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.